BrianTheBlue does whatever the Brian can do. Does reviews of retro games, takes some pain, admits no shame. Look out, here comes BrianTheBlue. Is he tough? Listen, bud, he's got old soul right in his blood. Can he fly in the sky? No, he can't, he's just a guy right now. There goes BTB. In the cool basement, really deep down the stairs. When you see that CRT, look alive, be prepared. BrianTheBlue, retro reviewer BrianTheBlue. YouTube trolls, he's ignored, your subscriptions are his reward. Hey there, you're watching my game reviews, and in this episode, dude, you'll see me playing Spider-Man. Spider-Man, friend or foe for the Nintendo Wii. Spider-Man! We are all familiar with Spider-Man, the Marvel superhero created by Stan Lee that first appeared in Amazing Fantasy number 15 on August of 1962. The character has been able to transcend the comics by getting into movies, TV shows, more comics, and of course, video games. Since 1982, Spider-Man has appeared in a handful of games dating all the way back to the Atari 2600, and in 2007, out of the entire handful, I was introduced to one particular game. Spider-Man, friend or foe. This game was released on October 2nd, 2007, to average reviews amongst the critics, slightly. Now, I mentioned last episode about another childhood game, and this is it. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and this game fueled that passion. Plus, Activision had a hand in this game, so that has success written all over it. So yeah, another childhood favorite is what we're looking at this episode, and I'll see if it's the same as past experiences or has the present caught up with it. So let's take a better look at Spider-Man, friend or foe. It's always good to revisit some old favorites, especially when you realize your old saves have vanished, so you can experience them like new again. You play as Spider-Man along with a buddy or a computer partner and have to battle through all foes in the given levels so you can progress. The story goes as follows. It's just like any old day for the Spider, but it takes a turn when an army of Venom-like symbiotes come and take his usual foes, and Spider-Man himself is taken by Nick Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Helicarrier. He and the computer break down more of what's going on. The meteorite that actually brought Venom to Earth has actually broken off into other pieces before impact, and has landed across other parts of the planet, and someone is creating an army from the symbiote shards, and is planning to take over the world with them, which is where we come in. The player's job is to go around the world to the location of where the shards landed and retrieve them and stop any threat that gets in your way. And you do this in the classic beat-em-up style. Yes, this is a beat-em-up game where you'll be beating off, okay, gotta rephrase that right away, where you'll be fighting every enemy in your way to get a step closer to finding out the menace behind this. The enemies range from the average to big boy to bigger boy, but your own attacks range from average A's to special B's to even special twisty remote shit. Along your quest, you'll run into familiar friends that shall join up on your mission, and familiar foes that you'll need to defeat in order to move on, and they'll also come along for the ride. The friends and foes, you saw what I did there, right? All have their own separate attacks which you can try out by switching to them by swinging the nunchuck. The D-pad could even aid you on your journey by offering you invincibility to more damage and even a devastating combo attack if you collect the power-up. In every level, there will be a special tablet that acts as a key to a secret area. If you find the area and clear it of all the baddies in there, you can use it for the two-player versus mode, which we will get to later. Now, we've hit every point about the game except for who is the main culprit, but I'm giving you a choice on being spoiled or not. If you don't want to know and find out yourself, leave now. Still there? Okay. It turns out Mysterio is creating these phantoms himself, and they're getting stronger. Spidey is left no choice but to turn to the black suit for the rest of the mission, which will eventually lead to the defeat of Mysterio by the web slinger's hands. After that, Spidey is able to return home and the whole symbiote is taken into custody of S.H.I.E.L.D. and is researched under, well...
Considering the mess these things have made, carnage. Call it Project Carnage.
Affirmative. Project Carnage initiated.
And that's how you play. Moving on. The music was composed by James L. Venable, and to put it simply, it's okay for what it is. There really isn't anything special here, just the usual style of music where it's calm when you're not fighting and then turns the intensity level up when you are. It's alright, I suppose, but nothing really that you would get down to. Moving on. So we're back to the Helicarrier to find that there are plenty of things to look at. First would be the options. Adjust the settings to your liking. Here is the rewards terminal where you can find the rewards you've unlocked during missions to browse through. On this corner is the upgrade lab where you can upgrade your own powers or those of your sidekicks to give them an extra boost. And speaking of the sidekicks, over here is the Sidekick Select, where you can choose which character you'll want to accompany you during missions. And lastly is the Versus mode, which I would show off, but yet again, I still have no friends to play with. And if you're bored on the Helicarrier, don't worry, the computer can keep you company.
Spider-Man detected. How are you, Tiger?
Moving on. Not much is known about the game's sales figures, but it managed to be ported to other platforms, all receiving mildly average reviews along with their counterpart. Nowadays, it's hard to get digitally because of its being removed from all digital storefronts in 2014 due to Activision's Marvel license being expired. Spidey still has a strong presence today in the comics, plus in other media with his new up-and-coming game, TV show, and movies. Laurel. So, what is my rate to play? It's a should play. A standard beat-em-up with a typical comic book story could be the recipe for a good time playing a game with the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if you're into it. Even the kids could get familiar with this style of gameplay. It is a Wii game after all. But that's only my opinion. If you have your own thoughts, leave a comment. If you like what you see, leave a like. If you think others could enjoy this, share it around the web. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Anyway, this has been BrianTheBlue Game Reviews, Spider-Man, Friend or Foe, for the Wii. BrianTheBlue!